Hello, hello. Welcome, lads, ladies, and everyone in between, to another episode of Twat Talk. It's been a little while. I feel like I say this every episode, but the reason that I have been gone for so long is simply because I don't have a whole lot to talk about. My life is pretty fucking boring a lot of the time. So, the last time we did one of these episodes was back in March. Because that's the last time anything really happened to me. Since then, I've been on holiday, I've caught COVID, and I've had a fucking great time. So, trying to think, since March, well, in April I turned 19, so that was fun, I guess. And just last month I went on holiday, which was a good time. Went on holiday to Spain for 2 weeks. It was good to get away since I've not been out of the country since Rona hit. So it was good to get away and stuff. But yeah, not really much I can talk about with that. Obviously without divulging into stories about my own kind of personal life, which I don't necessarily want to fire out here on the internet for all to hear. So yeah, I got back from the holiday, and for the first week, the first week back I started streaming again. We started streaming Silent Hill 2. Had a great time doing it. It was really fun. Like, seriously enjoyed that game. And then that weekend, I was out at a wedding, and I caught the corona. I caught the virus, the big C, for the first time in the entire 2 years that this whole thing has been going on. It was the first time I caught it, which is fucking mad when you think about it, really. But yeah, I caught the fucker. It absolutely floored me on the first day. Now, I've talked about this before that I am double jagged. I've had both vaccines. I don't think I've had the booster, simply just because of my age. They've not handed me the booster yet. And at this point, I don't think they will. But hey, that's stuff for you. But ignoring all that, I'm double jagged up, but I got it anyway. It fucking floored me on the first day. I was hoping it was a Monday that I first got it. I was hoping that day to do the final Silent Hill stream, but I had to push the SH stream back by a couple of days because I just could not. Like, for the first day, I couldn't get out of my fucking bed, and then for the next couple of days after that, I could not stop coughing. So I streamed that on the 15th of July, which, if I'm looking at my calendar, the 15th of July, at the time of recording, was last Friday, and I caught it on the 11th. So I caught it on the Monday, and I had to push the stream back from the 11th to the 15th because for that whole time I was fucked for the entirety of the 11th, and then up until the 15th, I was coughing like a motherfucker and couldn't stop. And even during the stream on the 15th, I had to mute a couple times because I was coughing like fuck. But I kept going. I've still got the cough, which is kind of shit. Not gonna lie. That I still have the cough. I don't like it. But yeah, it's. Sorry, I'm looking at random stuff here. Let's talk about. Yeah, I've still got the cough, which is fucking annoying, but hey, we live. I'm gonna be stuck with it probably for the next couple of weeks, but it is getting better. Slowly over time. I can talk normally and shit. It's just every once in a while, that I cough like fuck. what else was there? Yeah, so we finished off Silent Hill 2, which was fun. Really enjoyed Silent Hill. First Silent Hill game that I'd played to completion. Really enjoyed it. It was a good story. I've got more videos coming out about that in the future. They are in the works at the minute, much like many of the things that I say I'm going to do and then haven't done. Like, for example, the amount of times that I've said I'm going to do an RE0 review and I've still not reviewed the fucking thing. I keep saying to people, like, oh, I'm going to review RE0, but then I started recording the footage for it and I got through the first, like, train area and, oh my god, I don't want to keep going. Like, I don't want to keep going with that fucking game. Same with kind of Code Veronica. If we keep talking about Resident Evil games and reviewing and shit, I really don't want to fucking play that game. Because, I don't know, there's just something about it that's, like, not right. Like something that's just fundamentally different. I'm starting to work my way through the classic games. I've beaten RE1. I've got a video coming out about that. I'm just having problems scheduling filming for it. And I'm slowly working my way through Resi 2 Classic. And then I'm going to work my way through Resi 3. I started Resi 3 on a stream months ago now. I just never finished it. I never got past like 45 minutes, an hour of streaming, so sorry, I had a small coughing fit there, and I just cut that so you guys don't need to hear it. Try to think of what else has happened. I managed to grab a Japanese copy of RE1 and Code Veronica, which was fun. Went out to a shop, not necessarily near me or anything, but it's a shop where the guy gets like all the import games and everything, so that was really cool to go to. Like I say, managed to pick up the Japanese copy of RE1 and CV, so I now have technically 2 Biohazard games, as well as Resident Evil games. I managed to recently grab myself a physical copy of Silent Hill 2. I'm trying to look for a copy of Silent Hill 3, but they are a fucker. They are so expensive. Like, for no reason. Like, I get that they're classic games and stuff, but, like, for being one of the, like, best fucking games ever made, like, holy shit. Like, there's just nothing. But yeah, it's... Who knows? Yeah. I don't really know what to say whenever I come on these podcasts. I've probably said this before in an episode, but I very quickly run out of things to talk about. So, I've spoken about the Rona, I've spoken about my holiday, I've spoken about Silent Hill. Not really much else to talk about. Tried out God of War. I've got a video in the works about that as well. Original God of War, not 2018. And also I'm thinking about streaming The Last of Us, which I think could be fun. I've had the game for years. I've got a physical copy of it, Last of Us Remastered for the PS4. And I've just never played it. I'd started it once, but didn't really pay much attention to it or properly like invest myself in it or anything, or try to invest myself. So it might be a thing to stream, actually. Yeah, we could try that. There's a couple other games I want to stream as well, but I'm not sure, because I've just finished Silent Hill 2, and I'm kind of at that point where I'm just doing kind of random one-off streams at the minute of random shit that I feel like playing at the time, which a lot of the time ends up being a Resi game. But I don't know what to stream. Like, my last stream was like Crash Bandicoot 4 Wrath of Cortex. Or just Crash Bandicoot Wrath of Cortex now that Crash 4 is out. Came out like a couple of years ago. But I guess I'll talk about some games that I'm excited for. I'm so glad that Spider-Man is coming to PC, because holy shit, I've wanted to talk about that game for ages, but recording off my PS4 is kind of which you'd say, why the fuck do you want to play The Last of Us then and stream it? Well, I can get it working, it just doesn't look great, and I wouldn't want that to be review footage, but now that Spider-Man's coming to PC, I can actually, like, record it the way that I normally would. And holy fuck, I really want to, because I want to talk about that game so bad. It's the only game that I've ever, like, according to the in-game completion thing, beat 100%, and I got really fucking close to beating it full 100, like, platinum trophy it and shit. But I just never did. But yeah, that's kind of. I've started treating my Steam wishlist as not necessarily a wish list, but just games that I'm keeping an eye on and want to look at some point. So I'll just go down that. Like, Spider-Man's there. The Wolfenstein games are there. I managed to grab the first one that was free on Epic, so that might be like, I don't know, I might do a first impressions or something for it. Max Payne 3 is there. I've got Devil May Cry 4 and 5, which I've got the HD collection of the first 3 games, and I'm working my way through that. I've played the first one twice, and I've not played any of the others. But that's why Devil May Cry 4 and 5 are on the wish list, is because once I work my way through the others, I'll eventually get round to them. The reboot of Devil May Cry is on there, because I'm curious to see what it is like. I want to get my own impressions on it rather than just what everyone tells me. You know, rather than just being one of those people that's like, oh, the internet hates this game, so I hate this game. I want to actually play it and see whether or not it's shite. Bayonetta's on there. I don't know, looks fun. Half-Life Alyx. Now that I've got my VR set up all working consistently, using a Quest 2. I've actually got a video coming out. Again, I've got tons of videos coming out that are in the works, but I've got a VR review coming out soon, so like the script is currently being written for that, so that'll be fun. A kind of old Doom inspired shooter. There's 2 of them on here called Kingdom of the Dead and Forgive Me, Father. I'm interested in looking at the 2 of those. Ultimate Doom, which is just Doom 1. Journey, which is a game that I haven't heard from in a long fucking time. Like, that's like, what, 2012, 2013 YouTube right there? Curious to see that. And then, yeah, that's basically it. There's a game that's apparently been coming out for like 2 fucking years, but yeah, it doesn't actually say anything about it, so yeah, not really worth talking about. And the other one, if I tell you about it, would ruin the surprise of what the VR review is, so I'm not doing that either. But yeah, it's been a kind of weird time right now, in terms of streaming and reviewing and stuff, because I'm still trying to get into the swing of doing reviews, and I think doing first impressions has helped with that, because doing first impressions is almost like a kind of mini review, you know, that I don't have to beat the game for and stuff like that, and it just allows me to kind of quickly fire it out. Saying that, they're not quick. Like, as they kind of are. Like, you play the game for half an hour, like, that's the quick part. But then everything afterwards can be a bit of a fucking pain. Typically, I can get one of them recorded in... Oh, if I put the setup in, it'll maybe take me, like, 45 minutes. And then to edit it is, like, within an hour or so. So overall, you're maybe talking, like, 2-3 hours to do everything for it, which doesn't sound like much. But it's when, you know, you need to do it for multiple games and stuff like that. Like, the last couple, like when I did South Park, Silent Hill 2 and Daymare, I pre-recorded all of those and just did them all in one night. And then Elden Ring, I couldn't be asked to do the full setup, so I did it differently. But I wanna try and keep it consistent for the most part, and Elden Ring just kind of being a fluke episode. You know, for me, like, sitting at my desk, I'd rather be standing for it. But yeah, there's quite a few bigger videos that I'm kind of slowly working on in the background, as I always am. That's why a lot of time I put out streams and stuff as like a playthrough of a game, because I'm working on another review and I'm hoping to get that done. There's a review I'm working on right now. It's so close to done, and like I just need one more piece and then it's like finished. I'm just waiting on someone getting back to me about voice work. So yeah, like, and then that review's done, and that's one checked off the list. And then I hopefully can get to work on RE1, because I'm so excited to do that game. I'm really excited to talk about RE1 OG, because while I would still say that the remake is my favourite game of all time, due to the remake being obviously a remake of the original, I can now say that the original is maybe like the second favourite, being just behind its remake, because I think its remake is ever so slightly better. But yeah, I'm also trying to get guests on. I've tried to organise with people, but the plans keep falling through due to scheduling and my own sort of time and things like that, and other people's time, and trying to do things with people is fucking difficult. That's why I try to do as much as I can by myself, because working with other people is... Sorry, another coughing fit. I don't want to say that working with other people is difficult, but it is more annoying to set up. Like, I don't want to say it's annoying to work with other people, because I love when I do stuff with other people. It's some of the most fun projects I've done. Like, for example, the episode of this show with Paddy. I think that's my favourite episode that I've done. Working with Paddy and stuff like that, and doing like the episodes with Rex. Those have all been like my favourite episodes. So I would like to try and do that more, but of course it's just difficult, and it's just trying to find a time where the two of us can both work together. No matter who it is, and there's a bunch of things that can complicate that due to conflicting scheduling, or in the case with quite a few people I spoke to, it's time zone that can fuck it up. People, like people coming and going from streaming or YouTube and stuff like that, and they're not available for a while due to personal reasons, which obviously is perfectly fine. I'm not complaining, saying like, oh, people should, stop living their life because I have a podcast to make. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is it's more difficult to... That's not the word. It's more work needing to be put in to set something up to work with other people than it is to just sit here on my own and ramble shite into a microphone. So I try to do as much as I can by myself, but sometimes it just isn't possible, and I need other people around me, either working with me or to help me out with a project where I'm maybe the only one on screen. But I still need other people to work with me. In fact, in the review that I said I was working on, that is so close to done, not only am I working with some of her voice work, but also I had to ask my own mum to help me with the filming, because I needed basically someone to throw a game at me. There was no one else that I could ask, so I turned around and I asked Mum, hey, can you throw this PlayStation game at me? Can you throw this at me? And she was just like, what the fuck are you asking? Okay, fine. Didn't understand why. I showed her it later. She was like, yeah, okay, it's pretty good, but during the filming she was very confused as to why the fuck am I asking. Like, imagine, you raise your child for 19 years, and after those 19 years they ask you, hey, I'm making this thing, can you throw a game at me? Like, kind of aggressively, can you throw a game at me? It's a bit of a weird ask. But yeah, it's it's been fun, I guess, like doing all the stuff that I've been doing. It's just that there's more things that I would like to do than what I am currently doing, if that makes sense. I want to do more, but I can't due to multiple reasons, which is why at the minute I'm doing a lot of solo projects. So yeah, that's my shiting ramble. I should probably just try and keep these podcasts when I'm on my own a bit shorter. That way I don't have to, that way I can kind of maybe make a couple more of them. I'm running out of things to say. There's more going on right now, but I don't want to talk about it on here. It's a bit personal, and it's situations that are unresolved as of right now, and I don't want to speak about them online. I'm sure you can all understand that there are certain things that I do not want to share with the internet, just for the reason of privacy and not intruding on other people that I know in my personal life and stuff like that. I'm sure you all understand. I'm sure everyone does. Everyone understands that you're not going to share absolutely everything online. But yeah, I'm gonna wrap this episode up here because I've ran out of shit to talk about. If you're watching this on, actually, I'll say first, if you're listening to this on Spotify, thank you. Please be sure to follow, share the podcast around. It's not very frequent, but I do have a bit of a back catalogue that people can listen to for now, while I upload other stuff. If you're watching this on YouTube, I want to thank you very much for watching. If you have enjoyed, remember to like, subscribe, check out my social media and my Patreon. Links will all be in the description, and also if you're on Spotify, the link to all my social media and my Patreon will be in the description of the episodes as well. Only if you enjoy listening, and I'll see you all next time.